I'm going to do just that. I'm going to take Liz's thought process here, and I'm going to reduce my cost basis on SLV or pick up another 80 cents or so and throw on a put ratio spread in SLV. So we saw this big drop. It was crazy. It had a huge implied volatility. I mean, look at this. I had an 87 210 strangle on in January, 50 days to go, and I picked up $860 for an 87 210 strangle in SLV, which has really low implied volatility. So the next day after the drop, of course, my 210 call instantly became worthless because the ETF went from 110 to 60 ish. So rolled it down from 210 to 150, still maintained a really wide strangle. And then a couple of weeks later, it chopped around. In February 18th, so like right here, I rolled my 150 strike down to 87. So I basically went from an 87 210 strangle to an 87 150 strangle, and then down to an 87 straddle. And I haven't really looked back since. I've had an 87 straddle or an inversion ever since that point. So all along the way, started with $8 and change, rolled down for $1.40, rolled down for another $1.40 when I arrived at the straddle. Then I moved the straddle out from March and out to April, and I went from a 87 straddle up to an 87 100 strangle. So that was just rolling into the heightened implied volatility still, and we caught this little bounce here. So we talk about this all the time, rolling into extrinsic value strength. I timed it pretty well here. I rolled on the 23rd, so into this big rally up here and this final green bar. That's when I rolled into that from the straddle into the strangle. Tons of extrinsic value I collected, picked up another $3.60, and then we saw it rise a little bit more. That would have been the best possible day. Hindsight's 2020, but that would have been the best possible day. I was pretty close to it, so we'll take it. Either way, SLV keeps chopping around, and then boom, you see it fall all the way down into the 50 handle, and that's when I was like, okay, I've collected enough so far that I'm just going to roll this back down from an 87 100 strangle back to a 87 97 strangle. So reduced the width a little bit, but look at that. Picked up another $3.40 going from May to June. And then after that, we saw that the market wasn't really doing all that much. So I ended up rolling to a 87 straddle at that point and picked up another 250. And as you can see, I've basically just been rolling this short call and this short put here all together. But started with $8.60 in credit, and I've turned it into $2,300 in credit. So I took 100 shares as SLV continued to drop. Eventually had an inversion, sold a call against it at the 57 strike, and that was $1 credit. And then eventually SLV just dropped out to where it is now. We're finally starting to see a nice little rally here, though. So I've got 100 shares at 87, $2,300 in premium, which means my break even is right around 65. So if I draw another line here at 65, we can see, I've got a long ways to go before I get to my share price. But because I collected so much premium, I've reduced my basis all the way down to 65. But the beauty of a put ratio spread, I believe we have a graphic we can throw up here to show you the strike selection and everything. But the put ratio spread, as you can see, max profit, this white line, max profit at the short strikes. So looking at buying the 53 put 30 days out, selling 2 of the 51 puts, and reducing my basis all the way down to 49, less than 49 actually, because if you look at this risk profile, you've got 53 to 51, that's your long put spread, which means you have $200 of additional protection on top of that credit received. So we're down at like 48.20 would be my break even on the new trade if I'm filled at 80 cents of a credit, which is what I have it working in right now. So really like this type of trade, especially for cost basis reduction, but I'm also picking up 80 cents. It's hard to find 80 cents of premium on the upside without totally capping out my recovery potential on my 100 shares at a basis of 87. So I like this trade. We can also look at the risk profile here on the platform. So I've got 100 shares of stock. If I'm filled on this trade, max profit on this isolated trade is $280 if it expires exactly at 51. But this is really what I'm looking for, because if I do end up taking another 100 shares, my 51 strike short put would be hit. So I'd have another 100 shares at 51. on top of my existing shares at 87. If you add those up, real quick math, we're talking 138. Then you divide 138 by 2, and you've got a basis of around 67, 68. So ultimately, I'd bring my cost basis down looking at this chart, kind of right between this range, right? So we've had 100 shares at 87. I would get another 100 shares with a basis of like 67, 68, but that's where my break even already is. So if I were to achieve this, I'd have 200 shares at a basis of around this level, 67, 68, and I can continue to sell premium against 200 shares now. So it just creates an opportunity for me to sell more premium against another 100 shares. SLV is a $50 stock. I can afford another 100 shares. That's the beauty of trading small. You can get your cost basis down in a number of different ways. And ultimately, that's the plan here. So we're seeing a 4% rally in silver today. If we look at the watch list here, we can see on the futures, that's actually one of the leaders to the upside. It is the leader in the CME futures watch list, silver here. So SLV going to move in a similar way. I like the way that we're seeing this bounce today. And if we are to believe that this is going to continue, I'm still going to collect that 80 cents in the middle here, anywhere out of the money to the upside. But again, if we get that downside move, I can pick up another 200 bucks with this vertical spread, which brings my basis all the way down to 48.20. So yeah, that is my trade for this day here.